Well, g'day everybody, and welcome to Surviving the Aftermath. I've been looking at this game and keeping my eye on it. I was very excited about it, so I thought I would purchase it and do a little bit of a playthrough of it. It'll come out randomly. It won't be a continual, 3 or 4 episode a week game probably, but we will see how we go. Now, the very first thing that I don't like about this game is to play it, you need to create an account for Paradox. I'm a bit anti having to create accounts to play games that you've purchased off companies and stuff like that. I think it's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, give somebody the option to do it if they want to be on maybe online leaderboards and all that type of stuff, but don't make them make an account just to play a bloody game that you've just spent a fortune to purchase. All right, I streamed this game last night. It is absolutely awesome. We are going to get straight into a new game, and we will not show the tutorial messages, so we'll hide the tutorial messages. So you're greeted with this screen, which kind of sets your difficulty and some other stuff for the game. So environment, there are only a few who remember the spark that started it all. A chain reaction of global catastrophes wiped out most of the planet's population and made people turn against each other. Those who are left must now survive the aftermath in its post-apocalyptic world. So you have 3 options here. I think you have 3 options in all of them. Cities are demolished, but nature prevailed. So it's a temperate and humid with 40% fertile soil. The world is desolate and unforgiving. Average temperature and humidity, fertile soil. The planet is a barren wasteland. Hot and dry climate, fertile soil, 10%. We're just going to go easy on this one. We're not going to make it too difficult because we want to play through it and enjoy it. And you guys know that I love playing through and relaxing and enjoying games. So catastrophes in the wake of the events resulting extreme weather conditions and other calamities became a normal part of everyday life. The worst is past, time to rebuild, occasional catastrophes, contamination level 20%. It's still a dangerous world, but will prevail. Common catastrophes, contamination level 35%, frequent and level 60%. We'll just go with that one. Resources, some have prepared well for the upcoming apocalypse, stockpiling resources for the aftermath. Others scavenged what they could while travelling through hostile lands. The most unfortunate left the ruined cities with nothing but the clothes on their back. So we've got plentiful starting resources, average starting resources, and scarce starting resources. I think we would just start with that. Ideology, there's no survival guide for a post-apocalypse like this. Different people have different ideas on how to survive, with none more right or wrong than the other. Unlocks more options in the tech tree. What kind of a leader are you? A hardy survivalist, additional tech options for more efficient survival methods. Colony builder, additional tech options to improve the colony efficiency. Wasteland explorer, additional tech options for exploration with other advancements. So I think we'll go hardy survivalist with this. There we go. Gatekeeper, life is unfair, but sometimes it feels like you are not alone, whether it is an invisible guardian or just pure fate, but it sure feels like someone is watching over us. The path is challenging but worth the risk. Architect, lenient and helpful. It's a tough road to walk but never unfair. Survivalist, challenging but fair. Suffering or success, chaotic, no restrictions, anything is possible. Let's see. Let's go challenging but fair. All right, so here we need to select 3 specialists to start with. Each specialist has different stuff. You can see attack, research, scavenge, and recovery. So what I'm looking for the most, I think, is attack and research. I think research there 300 SP, and Hex also has a 20 damage, which is pretty cool. So we'll select her. 20 and 100, 15. Fritz has, let's see, 25 damage, 200 SP a day, plus 10 efficiency in scavenge, plus 50 efficiency in scavenge, and plus 200. Now you need to send these guys out, and they out into the world, and they will find areas of combat, as well as they will have to scavenge and stuff while they are out there. So it's probably a good idea to find a good balance. Platy is she's got 300 research. We've got 300 research points a day there. Let's see, 15 damage, 250%, 25 HP a day. 25 damage, 200 plus 30% efficiency in scavenge. I think we might go him as a second one, and 30%, 315 damage, 20 damage, 150 and 30. She doesn't do too much damage, but she has a good scavenge efficiency. She has a fairly decent scavenge efficiency. That's 30 and 25 damage, so this one's a tough one. Let's see. We kind of want to try a little bit of balance and stuff as well, don't we? Although she doesn't do very much damage at all. How much damage does she do? 20, and she's got 30%. She's got 50%. 25 and 30%. All right, we might grab him as well. There you go. All right, let's continue. Visuals, we will create ourselves a bit of a logo here. Let's see. There's nothing really Simi-like, so let's go Industrial Revolution-like, and we will have a green flag, I think. I think we'll have green. Although the purple's not too bad, and the orange is not too bad, and the red's not too bad. They're all not too bad colours. I think we'll just go with red. Yep, we'll go with red for this one. Let's see, what will we call this? Idiom 1, I think we will call our colony. Confirm. Colony motto is coffee, coffee, coffee. We did create some with the community on the stream. I am doing a stream version of this as well. So there you go. That is it. There's our summary. Let's start. People will sleep on the ground if there is no shelters available, but they also do suffer points and stuff when they sleep on the ground. So for those of you familiar with city builders and stuff like that, then we are basically building up a colony in the wasteland from scratch, which is pretty cool. It has unique buildings and all that type of stuff, and quite a few good unique mechanics as well, such as the world mechanic there. So this is our plot. This is our gate that we will eventually have to rebuild. These areas here are polluted areas. Now, your people do get sick if you go into there. So what we want to do for starters is we want to build a campsite. The campsite is going to be, we'll show here, new home, finding a piece of inhabitable land. Campsite to mark the center of your new colony. So we could scout for that, but I do believe let's grab somebody efficient in combat. This will be our combat dude over here. Let's actually, he's not as efficient as the Baron is, so let's move up here and see what we've got up here. What I'm looking for is we need good resources as well, so good food resources and other resources as well. So I think what we might do is we might actually build up close to a okay, so there's a little bit of pollution over there. We might build close to a river, because we will have fishing, and we will need water resources in it as well. So let's see, that's all not too bad really. So it's also not too bad over here. Let's send this guy over this way, or her. Let's send you over here to have a look over there. So this area here is looking like the nicest area, which is the area inside the gate. So we've got a lot of resources. We've got metal and plastic over here. We do have water here, but we also have some. We also have a little bit of pollution over there as well. There's a lot of pollution down there, so we don't want to sort of go in there. That's plenty. Later on in the game, in later game, my apologies, then you will end up being able to create a building and unlock tech research that allows you to remove pollution. So let's see. So we've got some metal scrap there and a small concrete ruin there. All right, beautiful. I am just going to go with the, I'm just going to go with this here, I think, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to build our campsite and we're going to throw it right at the end of this road here. Right there. All right, perfect. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to, so you can see the supplies that we started off with, which is, we started off relatively easy. So one of the first things that we want to do is we probably want to set up and look at getting some water. So we're going to need a water well, which we are going to throw just outside here. And we will rotate that. I'm hitting the R key to rotate that. Let's see. Let's actually throw it there. And we will get these guys here to start building that. By right clicking on there, they'll drag some resources out, which will be perfectly fine. The other thing that we will do straight off the bat is we will build ourselves an emergency shelter which will hold 6 colonists. So, and I'm going to build that in here. We will move it later on. But I just want to keep everything relatively close together, and we do have our well over here, which covers water for this area here, so that should be pretty cool there. All right, perfect. Once that is built, let's get back out of that. Where is our over there? Come back over here. And once you get past all of that, so he doesn't run straight through that. Now, one of the ways to prevent them from actually running through pollution, because they will run through pollution, one of the ways to prevent them from doing that is to actually create paths, which we will do a little bit later on. So we've got these guys building a well. We've got this guy building this. Once we do that, then what we will do is we will throw a flare. We'll fire a flare into the air, and which is there, shoot the flare, and that will bring, I think it brings in 6 survivalists. Is it 6 survivalists? Yeah, I might be a little bit wrong there. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's that, and then once all of this has been built, let's see, we've got plenty of resources at the moment. Once that's been built, then what we want to do is we want to do a where are we? A food storage hut. Now, a food storage hut allows them to go out and gather food. So what you want to do is see where you got good food, and set something up pretty close to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up here, because we actually have a pretty good lot of resources around here. So we might get that in there actually. So I'm going to build that over there. These guys here can build that. We'll just get them to build that. They'll head over there and build that, and that's where we bring in the roads. Once we've got the colonists, we can do that. Now, the one mistake that I did make when I was streaming this for last night, I think we streamed for about 4.5 hours, was that I did overdo the buildings, because some buildings require people to work in them. So at the moment we don't have a building that requires people to work in it, but when you start building other buildings, such as this gathering hut, it does require people to work in it. So once you fill up all your colonists, you do need to make sure that you have, if we click on that, don't have anybody working in there at the moment because we don't have any colonists. But once we fire this flare off, we will. So we've got food covered, we've got some accommodation covered, and we've got water covered. So I think it might be time to shoot the flare. And off goes the flare. So now we will have a pile of colonists that will arrive, and we can start working towards this. Now it's worth noting that there we go. Prompted by the specialist signal flare, the rest of your group arrives at the prepared campsite. Despite all hardship ahead, it's time to rebuild and turn this hostile place into a home. So you'll see that some people will actually go out and start. They should go out and start working in here. Our work area is currently where that green area is, and once all these resources have been taken up, we can actually move that work area, and we can cover that and anything else that we find. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find our specialist here, and I'm going to send him over to there. He can go out there and he can start having a look out here, and we'll see what kind of resources we have out there and what we're going to come across as well. There are hostile animals in this too, so you do need to sort of take care of that. All right, so now what we will do is we will start building some roads as such. Now people will automatically start taking on roles as builders and stuff. There is not anybody who specifically stays as a builder as far as I'm aware at this point in time. But roads will make people travel faster, and they will also give people the opportunity to I don't want to chop those down. They will also give people the opportunity to make sure that they stick to paths rather than running through stuff like that pollution. So we'll throw one down here like that as well, and people can start working on that stuff. So hopefully they will. There they go. Off they go, working on our pathways, which is really, really cool. The next thing that we want to do is we want to keep our eye on our resources here. So we have different types of buildings for that type of stuff. Research-wise, what we need to do is we need to get to basic farming. I think that's probably more of a priority. At the moment, we don't have any research points. You earn those in the world map, but we do get them. We do get a few to begin with. I don't know how we got them in the other one that we were playing with, but we will keep our eye on that. So so what we've got as well now is we've got a metal and plastic resources out here. We've also got a ruined wooden house out there as well, and we've got some berries there. We've got piles of planks here, got piles of planks there. What do we got? Small concrete and a plank there. So what we're going to do here is I think we're going to build ourselves a where are we? Let's have a look. In here, we're going to need a warehouse at some point. Trapper, no, not at the moment. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Tool shop. I will find it. I will find it. There's a lumberyard. A recycler will get plastics. A scrapper will get metal. Obviously, a lumberyard will will chop down trees and collect timber from those, and a forester will create their own forests and chop them down. So that is worth noting. Warehouse and stockpile. Stockpile, if we throw one up here, like so. Actually, let's throw it right there. And as you can see, that covers those three areas there. Stockpiles will collect concrete and timber planks and some of the other resources, but won't gather plastics and metal. So we need two separate buildings to do both of those. Again, same type of thing. You've got your work area there, and they will work within that work area, but you can basically change that over and relocate that work area once these resources do fall. And you can see there 17 of 17. So once they've collected those 17 planks, that's gone. Once they've collected that 21 concrete, that is gone. So that's worth noting there. So they're building that there. Now you can set priorities for buildings and stuff like that. So we've got this work area here, which is absolutely perfect. But what we could actually do is move that work area to cover that like that. Don't think there's anything else to cover. So if I move that work area there, and you can see the center of the work area, and now they will collect everything that's within that work area. So, and you can see people are off doing that now. So they're all off collecting resources, dumping them in there. These are pretty cheap to make, these little storage areas. We will need to do a warehouse at some point as well, which again, we don't want to be too... if we click up here on the colonists, you can see a rundown. We've got 12 population, 8 carriers, 8 adults, and 4 children. So basically the 8 carriers... basically what they do is those 8 carriers actually cart stuff around. So if you run out of carriers, then you can run into a little bit of strife. But what we do need to do with the amount of people that we actually currently have is we do need to do an emergency shelter on this side as well, which we shall build right there. So what will happen is a couple of people will take on a building role, and then some people will actually cart resources across to here. So, and that will be built. Now we can also select these guys and have these work on these buildings as well, where they will collect resources and start working on them as well. So there you go. That is what we need to do for starters. Then we are going to set up somebody to get plastics and somebody to get metal scrap. We also need to send him out to do a little bit more exploration. So you can see there's a large concrete ruin there that we can actually scrap as well if we want to. Let's bring him up here. Now, some of these areas do have hostiles in them, so, just rats and stuff, which are easy to deal with initially. So there we go. It sounds like something was built there, so we'll keep sending this guy out here. Now, these guys you can have these guys scavenge as well, if you do want them to, so that's worth noting. There's also some pretty large hostile animals out here that can be pretty nasty too, so you got to sort of keep your eye on that. Construction completed of the emergency shelter, so everybody should have a home now, which is actually pretty cool. This looks like sort of a toxic-y kind of a lake there, doesn't it? So we're going to explore around here and see what we can find. While he's doing that, let's have a look at what we've got here. Everything looks like it's going well. Our resources, we've got 90 timber, 72 concrete, 42 plastic, and 25 metal. So a metal one is probably the one that is going to... oh, look, somebody's sleeping. They're all sleeping on the ground, despite the fact that they do have homes. So shelter space, none of 12. So nobody's actually staying in the shelters yet. There's our food. Our food, people should be collecting berries out of here to keep our food up, which is actually really, really important. So we need to keep our eye on that. A strange child spotted near the colony. So these are events that happen. And these events, sorry about the voting stuff. That's for Twitch, because it is interactable with the community. Among the debris, while looking for materials, a worker from the recycler has spotted a child living among the heaps of rubbish. Not one of yours. The child must have been there a long time. You come up to a rinky-dink place put together from plastic bottles and rubber bands. This is my home. I have nowhere else to go, the kid whispers while staring at the ground. So we have the option to throw the kid out or take them in. Now at this point in time, it's not too bad. Everything considered, and the fact that we're starting out, it's when food resources and stuff start becoming. See, at the moment we're at -2, so we're going to need to do some more. We're going to need to put some more storage buildings and some more water down. We're producing 10, but the consumption is 12, so we need to keep our eye on that. But it's when these resources, when these food resources and water resources become really, really scarce and hard to do, that taking people in can sometimes mean the difference between your colony surviving and not surviving. But we're going to take her in. +1 colonist, there we go. All right. Colonists, build more shelters because colonist Erin is homeless. So we do need to throw another shelter down. Let's extend this road here. There we go. We'll extend that through there, which will be good. And we will throw a home down here, I think. How close can we go there? Let's throw that road through there as well, just so that we're aware of, so we have a pathway going down there when we get to it. Let's also build ourselves a tent, which will take 2 colonists. Now, the other thing that's worth really noting in this is when you have areas like this, or when you start building sort of the larger, more sort of, I don't know, apartment blocky kind of high capacity buildings for people to live in, they won't reproduce until you research walls and stuff, because there's no privacy in there. So the smaller the places you put them in, the more chance and more likely they are to reproduce and create new colonists. Why you would want to gather too many more colonists, I don't know. So you can see everybody's building in there. We do need to look at this water problem. So we have water storage here, which is stores modest amounts of clean drinking water for the colonists. So I'm gonna throw one of these in because we do need it. I'm going to throw it opposite this, I think. There we go, like that. Yeah, we'll throw that storage in there, and then what we'll also do is, I'm not sure what that well covers, so we're probably going to have to put another well out here somewhere. I'm not sure whether we want to put it too close to the pollution, because I'm pretty sure that it has, as you can see, a pollution level. So one of those produces +10. These just store water, which it's really, really handy to have water storage. This water production, the water collector produces small quantities. It requires a worker, but it also produces +14. Now this needs to be put down near the water, which is why I wanted to build up through here a little bit more. So I think we're going to throw that in here like that, and then probably build ourselves some roads leading up to that as well. So we'll build a road in there. We've got this road coming up through. Well, we don't actually have a road coming up through there at this point in time, but we can certainly build one coming up through here. There we go. Deposit depleted, plank depleted. You'll get those notifications, but that's okay. Let's run a road through here like that. That can run through to there. We'll run a road across there, yes, and probably straight up the middle here, I think. I do believe. We'll go straight up to there. All right, perfect. So everybody will traverse those roads, which means that transporting materials and stuff like that will happen quicker. So that'll boost. You'll see that when this comes up, then we'll end up being at, I think, +11 on our water production, and excess water will actually go into here. So the only thing is, it doesn't show how much water is actually stored in there, which is a bit of a problem. But if you go up here, you can see the storage. We've got 156 of 900 litres of water stored. So we want to make sure that balance is in the plus. Everything else is going quite well. Let's see. We might put we've got metal, we've got plastic, and we've got a ruined wooden house out here. We've got berries there. We've got quite a bit of nasty pollution there that we are going to have to get rid of. We've also got a lot of really good berries there, and we've got some plastic out there. So what we may do is, let's have a look. We'll bring our road out here, I think, and probably bring it straight through here to here, like so. So that water collector is complete. What we want to do is bring this through here so that we're not... do want to try and avoid chopping any trees down, to be honest. And I think that's going to chop a tree down, but we can't do much about it. And then back out to here. I'm going to have that road built. I know it seems a little bit, what are you doing building all these roads and stuff? However, what I want them to do is kind of be able to get to these things without actually having to traipse through here until we've built a medical tent. And even after that, it's probably not worth it. Over here, we have our water production, and as you can see, somebody's been allocated to work there because that is a workable building. So there you go. So that will produce more, and now we're at 11. So, all right, so that's the start of setting up our camp, guys. As I said, we don't want to build this too soon until we've got stuff established. And the reason being, well, one disadvantage of not building it is you don't get new settlers. And another disadvantage is you can't go out into the world map and start scavenging. However, the big disadvantage is that as soon as you build that, then you are vulnerable to bandits coming in and raiding your camp. So you kind of, it's one of those things, you know, benefit outweighs the negativity of it. But we will build that probably in the next episode, I would say. What I want to do is I want to get some metal because we are running low on metal and we are running low on plastic. So I want to build myself a couple of buildings out here to take care of that. So I hope you like this one, guys. If you want to see heaps more of this, smash the like button, please. It really helps with YouTube if you do hit like on this. If you are getting enjoyment out of my stuff, then definitely do. Don't forget to subscribe. Come and join us on Twitch at some time. We streamed this last night, or I streamed it last night for 4.5 hours. Which was absolutely awesome. And I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.